any company like Amazon, their #1 asset has got to be their talent, right? It's their human capital. And I think we really are well positioned to make the argument that you're going to have the best and brightest workforce in New York City. We attract the best workers, kids want to work in New York City, and because we have such a diverse economy, we have some of the greatest minds in all of the other sectors that are now very much part of Amazon's business, whether it's the film business, the media business, the advertising business, even the fashion business, right? So for a company like Amazon that's looking to diversify their work, having the most diverse workforce in the most exciting, vital city on the planet, I think is a pretty compelling argument.
Biggest knock on New York has got to be cost of living.
Yeah.
Sure, you can live far out, there's public transportation, but neighborhoody feel is big these days. How do you counter that in a proposal for an Amazon?
Well, look, we are never going to be the lowest cost alternative, but there's so many other things going for New York City that we think that we can overcome that perception. First of all, there are so many diverse neighborhoods in New York City, and many of them are still affordable, particularly for people who are going to be having really high-quality middle-class jobs. We're also, as you know, building more housing than has ever been built in the city before, really making a dent in affordability. We're seeing rents leveling off for the first time, and our schools are improving, and our cost of transportation is the lowest of any metropolitan area in the country. So when you put all of those together, the sort of perception of affordability versus the reality of affordability for employees like Amazon's going to have here, I think will stack up very well. It's also going to be, we're part of a region, right? And so there are going to be folks who work at the Amazon headquarters who may want to live in the adjacent counties, as well as some of the kids who want to live in New York City. So I think it's the diversity of our neighborhoods in our region that are going to make us very, very compelling.
You mentioned human capital. When it comes to infrastructure, do you, as part of this proposal, do you suggest where physically this would be?
Yeah, sure. We're evaluating a series of options. One of the really strengths we have going into this competition is that Amazon is already an urban company, right? They have not been in a suburban office park like many of the other high-tech or innovation companies. So we know they have an appetite for being in a city, to really understanding what it's like to walk between buildings, to be part of a neighborhood, to be part of a more diverse economy. So we think we're going to put on the table a series of options which will allow them to grow organically within the city's fabric.
Including Manhattan and elsewhere?
We are looking all across the city. Again, one of the great things is that we have so many options. And so I think we're probably going to suggest more than one option because we do want to be responsive to the various ways in which they're going to approach the search.
A lot of people forget Amazon has a unit, Audible, that's in Newark, right across the Hudson. Does that play into your calculation at all? Because a lot of those employees, some of them live in New York already. Are you aware of how happy they are with that arrangement?
Well, I think you're raising one of the real strengths, we think, of our bid, which is that we are a region, and Newark is literally 17 minutes from downtown Manhattan by two really good forms of transportation, into Penn Station or into the World Trade Center. So the fact that Amazon has already recognized the value proposition of being in the New York region, I think is a really good indication of how well we're going to compete. I don't know whether those folks who are working at Audible are happy or not happy. I know what's going on in Newark is extraordinary. And again, we see this as an opportunity to build on our region's strength, not to cannibalize any efforts that Newark is undertaking to strengthen their own economy as well.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.